Hello, everyone. Lisa's losing it here. Yes, here I am. I have had kind of a wonky, productive, wonky week since last week. And so I thought I'd update you on a whole bunch of that stuff. Yeah. So I went to my primary care physician, just as a little kind of go back, and she got me the prescription to go get my CPAP machine, my APAP machine. And so I went over and I dropped off the paperwork, and it was a big question mark as to when somebody's going to get a hold of me. Well, then they ended up, I could have saved myself a whole lot of time, going to the next town up and dropping off the paperwork there. But they called me, the second place, the one in the next town over, and said, we'd like to make an appointment to fit you for your machine. And I went, okay, how soon can I get it? He goes, tomorrow. Okay, what happened to the backlog? I don't know. Anyway, so I went, and the next morning I'm like, I'll be there, 10:30, I'll be there. So I went there, talked to the very nice man, and we discussed the 3 different kinds of masks that they have. Now I'm only going to show you one because it's the one that I got today, but there's the whole, the whole face mask one, right? I don't know what they call these things, guys. The whole face mask one. And then there's one that looks like that, only it's smaller. It just goes over your nose. And then there's one that, from looking at the mannequin, goes up your nose. How's that for an appealing picture, right? So he and I were talking back and forth, and he goes, do you have in mind which one you're wanting to do? And I said, well, I'm thinking I don't want to shove it up my nose, but I also don't want the whole face mask, so I'll do the one in the middle, just the nose. He goes, that's what I was going to recommend. I said, okay, good. So he showed me how to use the whole thing. I have an app on my phone, and we tested it out there so I could feel what it's like. I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. I can do this. So came home, set it all up, right? I'm going to rock this out. This is not a big deal. I can do this. And got everything plugged in, got everything set up. And that night I said, okay, do me a favor. Can we watch a little bit of TV in bed before we go to sleep so that I can kind of get used to wearing this and breathing with it? Yep, not a problem. So I put it on, watched about an hour of TV, said, okay, I'm going to try to go sleep with this on. And you can't talk with it on because then you lose the seal, right? You can actually hear the, as you're opening your mouth. It's weird. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, this is kind of funny, but not a big deal. So I can do this. And let's do it. So I laid down. I have never been a back sleeper. I can't. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. So first I started on my back for a few minutes just to kind of, this is how it's going to work. Okay, we got this. And then after, I don't know, about 15 minutes or so, I turned over onto my side. Okay. Well, then normally I have a routine, and normally what I do is I turn over onto my stomach with my head turned sideways, right? Which is good because it had the air things, coming through somewhere around here. Anyway, so I turned over onto my side, and I'm laying there for a few minutes, literally not long. And I went, this is not good. This is not good. And so I turned back over on my side and lay there for a few minutes. I'm like, no, this is still not good. And rolled over on my back. Nope, this is not getting any better. And let me preface this by saying I am not somebody that has ever had claustrophobia issues. The most empathetic that I get is watching movies or something where somebody's drowning underwater. I can't breathe with that kind of thing, but it's a movie. Get over it, Lisa. Okay, fine. But that's it. I don't have claustrophobia. I don't have any issues like that. I fall asleep in an MRI machine, you guys. Seriously. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. This is not good. And realize that I'm breathing in this warm, moist air. And it almost feels like you're immediately breathing in what you're breathing out, Yeah. So we always have a ceiling fan on in our bedroom. Phil got me hooked on this. I never had this issue. But Phil wants cool air in the bedroom and he wants the air moving. He wants to feel the cold air on his nose. I never appreciated that as much as I did that night. I made it 2 hours and 15 minutes before I sat up gasping for air and pulling the thing off my face. Like, I can't do this. I was so mad. I just tossed it on the floor next to the bed. What am I going to do, right? Because I have to make this work. So I called my brother-in-law and I said, you know, you do this. I know you've got a CPAP machine. Can you tell me a little bit about this? And he goes, actually, call your other brother-in-law because I quit using mine a while ago. But call your other brother-in-law because he does. Okay, great. I called my other brother-in-law. And he was so sweet and walked me through everything on the phone. We have the same machine, so he walked me through all the settings. Okay, great. Most of them were right where they should be. And we changed something else so that it had a higher flow, so that it wasn't automatic, but it had an instant flow. He goes, that's where I ran into issues with it. But he did say that he started off with the small nose mask and he ran into the same issue. He felt claustrophobic. So he ended up going to the nose pillow version, which is the one I said, stuck up your nose. Okay. So I said, okay, I'll give this a try and we'll see. So that night, which is the next night, I got it all hooked up. Everything's going to be fine. It's all going to be great. Okay, great. And I didn't put it on ahead of time. I said, no, we're going to go cold turkey into this thing. We're going to make it work. So I put it on my head. I got it started. I laid down on my side. I lay there for a little while. And when I rolled over onto my side where my head again was like this, lost it. Came bolt upright, ripping the thing off my face, gasping for air. I wish I were exaggerating. I'm not. And so frustrated, okay? I've succumbed to the fact that I have to use this thing. To have my surgery, after that we'll debate. But anyway, to have my surgery, I have to use this thing. I've done all the things. I've done all the do that I need to do. And then they threw this one at me. And I can't breathe. I cannot breathe in this warm, moist air that feels like I'm breathing in what I just exhaled. There's no fresh air going to my nostrils, They actually heat the hose, which is mine is off. They heat the hose to send the air to you. I don't want hot air. I just don't understand. So anyway, this morning, or yesterday I called and I said, I need to exchange the nose thing for the nose pillows. He goes, you're sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. So we drove all the way down there this morning. And I got the nose pillows. Nose pillows, right? Now, on the mannequin, it looks like it's sticking it up the nose. Technically, it kind of sort of is, right? But I thought that you guys would enjoy this. Because somebody's got to, okay? So we put it on. It's a much less of a head mask. But he said, put it in your nose first. I am way too easy to amuse. Okay. And there you go. Now, he did say that I have very small nostrils. I said, I've been here twice now. I look like an elephant. I've been here twice now, and both times you've told me that some part of my body is small, so I think I'm falling in love with you. He laughed. So anyway, it is a good seal. It is in there. I don't feel like I have something shoved up my nose. I do feel like I have something in front of my nose. But I'm hoping that the air from the ceiling fan will come down and make me feel like I'm getting something. So I haven't tried this yet. Okay. I'm not hooked up, and I have stuff to do today, like get this off my bun, and I'll try it tonight. Cross your fingers for me. Send me good juju. I need lots of good vibes. Okay. Because I don't know what we're going to do after this. Nobody has ever mentioned that I have the option of not having a heated tube, and the heat is turned off. There's no heat coming through it, so we'll see. The CPAP adventures move on, but that is where I'm at. Now, for my first week of paying attention to what I eat and not mindlessly eating, I was trying to figure out the word I was looking for. Not mindlessly eating has been Well, I'm not mindlessly eating. I am fully aware and in it when I'm eating. Um, but I haven't been super great either. I haven't been super great. Uh, and as far as emotional eating, I haven't been too bad. I really haven't been too bad. I don't think I've had any emotional eating this week at all. So that's a bonus, right? Uh yeah, we're going to keep working on it. I am consciously only eating 2 times a day. I am trying not to have anything additional or snacking, but I'm not always successful. And I've been dealing with an acidic stomach. So I took myself off of my collagen peptides because it was really bugging me a couple days. It was really bugging me. So I took myself off of that in my coffee for a little while. Um, and so that calmed down a lot. And there was also the issue that, if you eat a lot of protein, certain things back up. And I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore. It's not going to happen. So I'm working on all of that. There's like all this bodily stuff that I'm going, "Ah, gosh. Okay, the whole purpose of doing this is to make my body healthier so that it lasts longer. Okay. And there are some days legitimately where you go, is this worth it? I don't know. But yes, it's worth it. And yes, I can't wait to do it. Okay. Okay, so there's my CPAP adventure update. Hopefully, I'm coming back next week with like a 2-minute thing saying, it worked. I'm doing it. I'm rocking it. Here we go. And then we'll move on to some other stuff. But this is where I'm at today. So I'm going to work harder at paying closer attention to what I'm eating. And okay, so what I did do is we use paper plates to stop us from having so many dishes, okay? But used to get the normal 10-inch round dinner plates. I did reduce that down, and now we are using the smaller plates. So that is helping with portion control a lot. And I am finding that if I slow down to eat, which is something I'm going to have to work on, when I slow down to eat, that I do realize that I'm becoming fuller a lot sooner. But then there's things like, beef stroganoff, where it was so good that when I should have stopped, I didn't. And I kept putting it in my face. And I need to make a conscious effort to not do that. We'll get there. We'll get there one step at a time. It's just realizing what I'm doing and then finding ways to stop doing it, correct? I did purchase a bariatric utensil set. I'll put the link down below so you can see it. And what they are is they are smaller. They're smaller utensils so that you have to take smaller bites. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Good. But Lord knows I can stack it on a fork, but that's still a good thing. So I think I'm going to start switching over and using that now to help me reduce that. One of the viewers here, thank you very, very much, sent me their copy of the pre-op diet. And I have a virtual appointment with my dietitian at the end of the month where I'm going to request the pre-op diet from them. I am still at this time drinking Premier Protein because, well, it's here. And because I like it in the morning, it curbs any cravings to stick food in my face. It's weird, but it does. But I do have to watch one a day is sufficient. One a day is sufficient. So that's what I'm going to stick with until I'm out of them, and then we'll figure out something from there. I know at some point they're going to be necessary for a small time, while I'm eating soft foods, but yeah, we'll see. I don't care for a lot of the chemical stuff. I really don't. I've been working so hard to get rid of a lot of it over the past few years, and we're getting there. So I understand not wanting to use that for that purpose. I fell off the water wagon a little bit this past week, and I'm working on getting back on track with that. I don't know why. It could have been the sinusy, because when I'm Michigan weather has been flip-flopping all over the place, and when I'm sinusy, I tend to want the bubbles to clear my throat. But that could have been it because the weather's been flip-flopping like crazy, and I have been extremely sinusy as a result. So that is where I'm at this week. I appreciate, as always, all of your support and encouragement. You guys are fantabulous. You're amazing. I am so stoked, so stoked. The woman that I watch on TikTok that's my age, that went through bariatric surgery, 300 pounds down to 113, I think it was. No, 131. 300 to 131. Looks like a totally different person, right? And she just went in for her breast reduction a week ago. And so she's been updating on TikTok. I'm seriously going to consider bringing her on here so that we can have a chat. I have to find out if I can do a live stream on here. I think I can. So I want to see if she would be willing to come and chat with me, and we can talk about some of the stuff. I'm like, do you know how if there's a food you like, you can imagine it and your mouth starts watering, or you can imagine a warm sunny day when it's cold outside and you can almost feel the sun hitting your face, right? So here's this woman who is my age that just lost all of this weight, more than half of her body weight. And she went in, I'm trying to remember, I think she said she was a double D or F cup, double D/F cup. And I was like, did they move E? I don't know, but double D/F cup. And she went in for her breast reduction. And I'm so excited. The surgeon said that by the time everything's all done, she will be a large A or a low B. And I swear, I tasted that cookie just from imagining it. I felt that sunshine just by imagining it. I was like, oh gosh, all of that weight off of my chest, literally all of that weight off of my chest, right? I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. And it's a ways off, okay? It's a year and a half or more out. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I can just picture the day. And that's what I need, is I need the visuals like that, I can picture the day when I can be a small A or a large B. Large B would probably work. I want to wear a t-shirt without a bra. You know what I mean? So, and I don't want the indentation anymore in my shoulders. I don't want to be adjusting anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. I want to be able to expand my chest. Yes, okay, but it's the little things. It really is. So I am actually going to reach out to her. I'm glad we talked about this. I'm going to reach out to her and see if she would like to come on and chit-chat about her journey and where she's been. She is so amazing and supportive, and I just adore her. So I will talk to her, and then we'll see about that and see how it goes. I don't know how many of you are on TikTok. Are you on TikTok? Throw down something down below. Maybe I'll start a small TikTok channel as we get closer to the surgery. We'll see. I'm already kind of scrambling for time right now, which is another thing that I'm kind of concerned about because I am crazy busy at the end of this month and the very beginning of August, and I'm crazy busy at the end of October and the very beginning of November. And all of the stuff that it entails in between now and those 2 dates has my schedule being very spastic and has me very stressed. So if I can manage to not stress eat, this will be a huge feat for me, a huge feat for me. So thank you to everyone that has sent me messages, that has emailed me, left me comments, who has suggested products and diets and all the other stuff leading up to this to help me get ready. I appreciate you so very, very much. And we will see you next Wednesday.